Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, fillies and gentacoats, dragons of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Pondering Pony. I'm your host, John, and with me I have my co-host, Jay. You gotta stop being such a doormat.
This doesn't have anything to do with anything. This was before you were at our school. In elementary school, we did a sixth grade play, and they had to change one of the lines in the play because there was a character named Matt, and someone told him at one point to open the door, and whoever wrote it had the brilliant idea of writing the line as "Open the door, Matt." So everyone would laugh because "Open the door, Matt."
Yeah. And they changed that.
I think they changed it to "Matt, open the door."
That's comedy, though. Open the door, Matt. It's
Oh
comedy.
no, it was not at all intentional. It was this was I imagine this was written very quickly and not necessarily with a person who was thinking about how it would sound out loud.
But it would have been funny, though.
Would have been funny.
It would have been funny. Anyway, this is a podcast about toy media franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. And this week we are... What's going on? John, you've got to listen to me. Who are you? I mean, you're me, but I'm me. How can there be two me's? It's not scientifically possible. You are not scientifically possible. John, please, I have a very important message for you from the future. You're from the future? That's right. Now listen, what happened to you? The future must be awful. Please, I don't have much time. Is there some sort of epic podcast war in the distant future or something? Actually, I'm from the end of this episode, but that's not important right now. Is time travel fun, or does it hurt? I have so many questions. Like, how... I have something extremely important to tell you about the future, and I only have a few seconds, so you've got to listen. Whatever you do, don't... Future John? Oh no. What was he trying to warn me about? His clothes, his hair... That scar. Oh, what a mess he is. I mean, I am, or I will be. He must want me to prevent something horrible happens, whatever horrible thing that happens in the future. All right. It's My Little Pony time.
Guess something's gonna happen this episode. Who knows what?
Something's gonna happen. Yeah.
Gotta have that hanging over our heads this whole time.
Oh, gee, what happens? Oh, no.
So yeah, season 2, episode 19 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is titled Putting Your Hoof Down. So it was released March 3rd, 2012, directed by James Wooten with Jason Thiessen as supervising director. Story by Charlotte Fullerton, written by Meriwether Williams, animation by DHX Media and Top Draw Animation, art direction by Rid Sorensen, and music by William Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Story for this one. Fluttershy attends a seminar hosted by the Minotaur Iron Will, and she wants to learn to not be such a pushover. Unfortunately, the seminar works too well, and Fluttershy starts being rude and downright aggressive. After insulting Rarity and Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy realizes that she is taking things too far and locks herself away. Iron Will comes by to collect payment, and Fluttershy tells him no, since she was not satisfied with the results. Having found a middle ground between being a total pushover and too aggressive, Fluttershy apologizes for her behavior towards her friends, and they reconcile. Yeah.
I assume this is a relatively popular episode within the fandom. I mean, you have certain characteristics that make episodes popular. You have a character who is acting different than normal.
So, not quite. This is actually a very mixed bag of an episode. The reasons are not particularly as strong as, say, Murderwell, but I have like theories about what it is. But let's get into your thoughts.
Yeah, this is sort of a classic story about a character attempting to address a character flaw and going to the opposite extreme. I feel like we've seen this before, even on this show. I can't recall off the top of my head. It's a pretty common episode structure, though.
Sure. Yeah, it's common. I'm sure
I
it's not going to be the last time we see this done,
Yeah.
especially with Fluttershy.
I Part of me is like, did we see this happen with her before? I think I'm thinking of the episode where she becomes a fashion model, but that isn't like her going to the extreme, since she just starts
No,
acting that way but isn't
she
actually
she becomes mean and sassy when Discord corrupts her. Um,
okay.
Twilight's episode Lesson Zero is like where she goes extreme with her character trait.
Uh-huh.
I can't give you an exact thought, but sure, yeah,
Yeah. I think that this works pretty well as an arc for Fluttershy to go through.
yeah, yeah. Learns to be learns to be less of a doormat, though whether or not
Yeah.
she'll retain this is a thing. But still, at least she
Yeah.
learned something. It's in her repertoire. She just needs to use it every once in a while.
It's yeah, it's an episode. I feel like because this plot it plays out kind of the way I was expecting, though so there was an interesting potential direction that they didn't take that just occurred to me as I was watching. I thought that what it was going to be for a second, because Iron Will is like, oh, your satisfaction or your money back. I was like, okay, well, what game is he playing there? Because usually when they say that, they've made the hoops to jump through difficult enough that even if you aren't 100% satisfied, like, most customers aren't going to jump through all of the hoops to get their money back. But for a second I thought, well, wait a second, Iron Will is like doing stuff for a bunch of pushovers. What if it is like his advice doesn't actually work, but because all of his customers are pushovers, he knows that none of them are going to request their money back? It's like, oh, that might be an interesting thing, but that's
That might
obviously
be, but
not
that's
even.
not at all what they really do.
Yeah.
Honestly, Iron Will's like payment plan is like horrible. He needs a new system. Give one free seminar, which I thought the first one was, and then give like the
Yeah.
payment stuff later on. But his thing is like, I'll teach you everything in this one seminar. I'll collect payments somehow. I don't know what he
I'll
was
show up
thinking.
at your door
I don't
like
know what he was
days
thinking.
later.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's so easy for the characters to like say no, I'm not satisfied, and then him not getting paid. So honestly, Iron Will gets the short end of the stick this episode for many reasons, not just like him not getting the money, but like
Yeah.
how he's treated by other characters.
Yeah, I think he kind of brings it on himself.
Kinda.
Like his
Kinda.
his advice just is not it's the thing that I mean, he already kind of feels very adjacent to like the have you seen any of the clips of like the boot camp that people will go to become more manly, and
Sure.
they're
Yeah.
just doing like random stuff and it looks very dumb. And it's like, oh, we're turning you into alpha males.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing like normal
Like
exercises or
he's
like
yeah, he's giving like very simple advice, which works on Fluttershy, except she goes to such an extreme that it
yeah.
makes her mean. But
Well,
then
I mean,
she,
his advice is like it isn't good advice. It is like he is actively promoting like don't apologize. Like again, he is like pushing it to the opposite extreme of where Fluttershy is. Of
sure,
like
but
rather
it's up
than
to the ponies
apologizing
to
too
act
much.
upon whether or not they go to the extreme, and it's really
Yeah, yeah,
Fluttershy's fault for going to such an extreme. Like her calling her
yeah,
friends mean, she didn't really need to do that, but that she's like, oh, I don't think it works for me, and she kind of ends up using the advice that she learned from Iron Will to say no. So
yeah.
he should have been paid either way. Like even, yeah, he shouldn't have had those set of
He,
those set
he
of
said 100% satisfied, even if she
yeah.
was only
He, sh- he, sh-
99% satisfied. Then
he shouldn't have done that. That was his fault, honestly.
do you remember the man up retreats that they did at our school?
I never went.
I
I
didn't
did not
either.
go. Yeah.
It did not sound like fun to me, but people would say, "Oh, you should go," and I'm like, "I'm already too manly. it would make me less manly if I went to the
We'll
man up
go into the
tree.
wilderness, play with mud, camp, and all that. I
Get
don't like
lost
camp.
in the forest for hours.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah.
turn you into a man. It's like I've been. I don't know that I've ever been lost in the forest, but that's just like, oh, let's just chill out in the forest.
Mm, no,
Whatever. It doesn't
don't want
seem
to do.
doesn't sound pretty. I don't know. The desire to be manly is just like, why do you bother?
Mm-hmm.
If your identity as a man is so fragile that you need to go out into the wilderness and crawl in the mud and suffer and all of that in order for it to be vindicated, like that's just, yeah, that's a very fragile sense of masculinity.
The reason why they did that in the first place was to go to war, but we're not going to war. There's no reason for you to be doing
Well,
that.
well,
Well,
John, I don't know if you've been watching current events. We don't
I
need to get into
so hey,
that.
hey. I was talking. I know what I said. That was not what I meant, but I get it. I was talking about like medieval knights type of war. Um, anyway,
uh,
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't see me and
I mean,
logic don't always work
there is a
together.
lot. There is like an interesting like thing to look at of like uh, the current militarism, especially in the U.S. and the sort of the bigger like push for like the alpha males and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, you can draw those lines there. I don't know that this episode of My Little Pony is necessarily
Yeah,
asking us
because
to draw any of those lines.
Fluttershy is such an alpha male, you know.
uh, yeah, she's having to learn to be more assertive without being rude. I feel like that is something that people in general kind of need to learn sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
Of like, there's a line between putting your foot down, putting your hoof down, as it were, and
Hmm.
being like downright unreasonable. And yeah, I don't know. It's a balance.
Yeah. There's being mean, and then there's being like reasonable. It's like, hey, maybe you two shouldn't be like having a conversation in the middle of the bridge, blocking our path.
Yeah, but also dumping garbage on them is maybe not the solution to that. Yeah,
Hmm.
this is it's just occurring to me. This is Fluttershy's Karen arc.
Mm.
This Fluttershy, she wants to speak to the manager.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it is. You know,
Not
it's
with that
it's
like specific. It's not like the specifics of the Karen, but yeah,
sure.
she has to learn not to be a Karen.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes. It is really fun to see Fluttershy being mean because it's her polar opposites.
Yeah.
Um, but I think one of the things that people say is that a lot of characters are so mean in this episode that it's like kind of difficult to watch, especially in the beginning when
Okay.
Fluttershy gets pushed around. It's like I think because they're so protective of the character, it hurts to see the character pushed around,
Okay.
especially in the beginning. So it's like, oh no. And then she starts pushing around her friends, and it's like, oh no. Um,
It's too, because yeah, in the past, like stuff like episodes where Pinkie Pie is going insane, or Twilight is. I feel like those have been more popular, but I think maybe, as you're saying, it's like people feel differently about Fluttershy than they do about those
so
characters.
a weird thing that was probably just a thing of the time was that like, oh, Fluttershy feels out of character for going so extreme.
Uh huh.
Um,
Which, I mean, that's the
maybe
point of the episode.
that's the point, but yeah. Again, there's probably other mitigating circumstances like bandwagon stuff. So there was a very popular reviewer who heavily negatively rated this episode, and that
Okay.
kind of became the general consensus for some of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now people are like, "Hold on, is this episode bad? Why do people hate it?" It's like I don't know. They're just like they're off put by the meanness of characters. They maybe thought that the Pinky and Rarity's advice was kind of dodgy to some
Uh-huh.
degree,
I mean,
especially
that's the thing,
okay.
is like their advice is very much working within their own talents.
But it's like, okay, so the first one, you have the lady trying to sell tomatoes. She has a sign that clearly says this is the price.
Yeah.
It's like doesn't matter if the price was last week. This is the price this week. She has multiple signs that this is the price, and then they swindle her out of the price. It's like what happened? It's not like the cherry guy who just raised the price because he's a scumbag, um, and then Rarity seduces the nerd to get the thing. It's like, oh man, like no, nobody's like, and then okay, Angel Bunny. I think Angel Bunny is the worst one here. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's so
Yeah.
mean. Angel especially. This episode made Angel everybody's public enemy. Everybody agrees that Bunny's evil. Everyone agrees.
Okay, so there's this. I watched a YouTube video about it, and I wish I remembered what it was. But because there's a genre of, I think, especially anime and manga, that is like slice of life about young girls, that is very popular with like young adult men. And it is known for being like, it is essentially the men who are watching it are viewing it as like, I think they have like a name for it that is like referencing little sister content.
Oh yeah.
So there's like
Okay.
a sense of protect. I wonder if there's a little bit of that going on with Fluttershy and the fandom here, of like
Maybe.
where Pinkie Pie and Twilight, they're less sort of precious in that like little sister way. Um,
Sure.
so yeah, that then makes sense that like people would have a very strong reaction to Angel, who is sort of he is hurting little sister, and we must protect little sister.
Yeah. It's what's also really unfortunate. This is episode written by Meriwether Williams, who previous episode this season, not a lot of people's favorites, and
Yeah.
this one getting flack as well. I don't think it's as bad. I think
Okay.
it's fun, but I can see issues. Iron Will gets called a monster. He's just a minotaur, man.
I do think, to go back to the Pinkie and Rarity
Yeah.
stuff, specifically the Pinkie Pie thing. I like her. Oh, and the 50% off a bridge, they call it being Looney Tunes, where you
Yes.
swap an argument with someone. I think I
Yes.
once successfully did that with someone, specifically with the do you itch a scratch or do you scratch an itch? And that one, since they're like close enough together, if you get deep enough into the argument, you can Looney Tune someone with it.
Yeah, kind of like that one knock knock joke where you have to trick the other person to saying knock knock.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My I have a great knock knock joke, John. You start. And of course, you just mentioned it, so
Yeah.
not to.
I know not to fall for it. Uh yes. Pinkie Pie, uncharacteristically aware that Fluttershy being a doormat.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
normally
yeah.
so oblivious that like she's so aware, giving great advice. It's like, whoa, Pinkie, where did this awareness come from? Good on you, but still, interesting
Yeah,
duo, Pinkie
yeah.
and Rarity. Have we seen much of that so far?
I don't think so. I can't think of
Hmm.
any moments that stand out of the two of them. Oh, I also had a question. Have you done much bartering?
um, the states we okay yard sales. I'm not the one who went to yard sales. I wasn't the one who bartered. My mother would
Uh-huh.
barter. Of course, when we were stationed in Ecuador, when we went to the merchants, we'd had to barter because they'd raised the price for tourists. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. No, there's the gringo tax. That's the exact thing I was thinking of because, yeah, when we would go to the market, um, there were different strategies that I learned to barter. But the first thing is, you walk up to a person and they're like, "Oh, this is $5." And you say something in Spanish, and then immediately the price goes down by half. Um, and then once you
yeah.
display a little bit of bartering skill, it's like, okay, well, now it's down to a quarter of what it initially was.
Most of the birding skills was like when we first get into a taxi, we have to establish what the base price is, and also make sure you turn on your meter, buddy.
Yes.
so, so if
Uh,
it's like, oh, it's $3, no, we're not. we're not starting with that, but we're just going up the hill.
Yeah,
Fun
I miss
times.
bartering sometimes. I
I
didn't do it
don't.
that much, but it
I
can be
don't.
kind of fun.
I want a set price, and if there's a range, tell me the range beforehand.
Uh huh. Yeah,
Yes.
there that is like it's a fun activity when you're like doing it as an activity. When it's like, oh, I want this thing, I want some food.
Hmm.
You don't want to have to be bartering for it.
Sure. But if it's like a trinket at a yard sale and you're like,
Yeah.
you have a very specific amount of like on hand cash, it's like, yeah, hey, I got this. Will this do? That
Don't try the Pinkie Pie Looney Tunes thing though. That's only something that works because she is a Looney Tunes character. So
yeah, yeah. She's breaking the fourth wall. She's walking on air. You gotta love her.
yep.
Her hijinks are fun. Um, Angel, that damn bunny, not even eating food. Let him starve. Fluttershy, she's in such an abusive relationship with this bunny. It's like it's, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
Angel.
Yeah.
What else happens in this episode? Just
Iron Will. Yeah.
Iron Will. Fluttershy being mean.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's
that's the
pretty
gist of it.
much.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a fun one. Um,
Oh,
I don't
you know what Fluttershy should have done when she comes to the bridge and there are the two carts blocking it?
fly.
Fly. She has wings.
She has wings. Yeah.
Oh boy. Of course she's not going to, but yeah.
Right. Visuals. We get goats. We get like
Yeah.
non-talking sentient goats.
Don't they talk though? Because they have like the headpieces or the
They go
earpieces.
bah. That's all they
Yeah.
do.
I thought I
So
heard one talk, but maybe not.
no, that's just Iron Will. Iron Will. Iron Will's the only one that talks. Animation errors. You got one thing here. You got Fluttershy and the goat. Let's
Yeah.
see if you can tell what's missing.
I mean,
Think back.
Fluttershy doesn't have her wings, but
It's not that.
it's not that.
Think back on the Bright Lights episode.
Oh, no shadow. Oh,
She's
so
got no
someone has
shadow.
stolen her shadow. Also,
Yeah.
this goat is a blank flank, but I assume that's just a goat
Oh my
thing.
gosh. Yeah, it's just a goat thing. Yeah, he's the goat. Anyway, performances. We have Ashley Ball, Andrea Libman, Tabitha St. Germain, Richard Ian Cox, Trevor Duvall, and Lee Tokar. Iron Will. People like Iron Will because like
Okay.
the muscular wrestler talk. He has like a lot of wrestler catchphrases in
Okay.
it.
I can't say that he left much of an impression beyond just the alpha male
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. On to illusions via the Pony Wiki. The title "Putting Your Hoof Down" is a play on saying "putting your foot down." Very good. Okay. Fluttershy parodies the famous line from Gone with the Wind, "As God is my witness, I'll be never hungry again." Same thing as we heard with Rarity and Sisterhood Social. Um, when Iron Will appears at the beginning of his assertiveness workshop, the background music borrows the premier motif of Eye of the Tiger.
It
Yes.
it was very much though like the way it was repeating just the little refrain
Yes.
was the like the
Yes.
eye of the tiger that never starts.
Yeah. That like very stressful video. Yes. Yeah, Iron Will's presentation takes place in the center of a hedge maze, a reference to the labyrinth of Greek mythology, which held a minotaur at its center. Yes. Iron Will uses a variation of the phrase, "I pity the fool," the catchphrase of Mr. T. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, the storyboard artist had professional wrestler Hulk Hogan in mind when posing Iron Will, of course, who uses hand gestures that mimics Hogan's signature taunts. Sure. Iron Will refers to himself in the third person in the same manner as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't think of Dwayne as a wrestler.
He is a wrestler though.
I know he is, but like I never knew that beforehand, so I just knew
Did,
him as like the guy from the game plan.
didn't he like recently get back into wrestling?
He did one more thing with Cena, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. The episode incorporates a sound alike to the theme of The Lonely Man from The Incredible Hulk. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the typical sad music thing. Pinkie Pie switches sides to win a rapid fire argument between herself and other characters, which is a hallmark of Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Oh, Looney
IMDb
Tunes.
trivia. Yeah. French report. Fluttershy learned not to be a bully and insult anyone when standing up for herself. Sure. Pipsqueak can be seen for a brief moment when Fluttershy enters the market. Okay. That's random. I was looking in the background in this scene, and I was like looking. There's a moment where like we see Lyra and Bon Bon in the background. It starts out
Okay.
with Lyra by herself, looking angry, and then suddenly Bon Bon shows up, and then she's happening, having a conversation. That doesn't matter, but that was just I was noticing. And lastly, Derpy appears in the background. She wanted to get the whatever
Asparagus.
asparagus, but they were all out, and she's looking sad.
Yep.
Poor thing. Before we move on to the next episode, I want to see if we can take a moment about where you can find us. We're Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Blue Sky and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon at patreon.com/Binging Barbie Podcast.
So season 2, episode 20 is titled "It's About Time." This was released March 10, 2012. Same production staff, written by M.A. Larson.
Orson. Story for this one. While stressing about not having enough time in her schedule to get everything done to create a new schedule, Twilight is visited by a future version of herself. This version, who has an eye patch and scars, is from the following Tuesday morning. Before future Twilight can explain anything, her time runs out and she returns to the future. Present day Twilight spends the whole week preparing Ponyville for any kind of disaster. Tuesday morning arrives and no disaster comes. Twilight realizes that she wasted all that time for nothing and decides to go back to the past to warn themselves to live in the moment, starting the loop all over again. Yes,
Yes, and I should point out that John is now wearing an eye patch.
I am wearing an eye patch. I'm even close. I'm Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Yep. Nothing happened. You just put on your cosplay.
Yeah, my cosplay. Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is a time travel story. This is sort of
Yeah.
a mix of like the classic time travel and then also the like prophecy thing of a character ends up creating the exact circumstances for their own undoing while trying to avoid it.
Mhm.
Here it's specifically the decision to go back in time that causes all of this drama. It's fun to see like as Twilight is spinning out how she causes each of the various different things that then are the signs of this future catastrophe that ever comes.
Yeah. No, it's very fun to see gets towards the end.
Uh-huh.
I'm a sucker for some time travel. Love time travel stories. Big Doctor Who fan. Other stuff. Almost every cartoon has one time travel episode, and
Uh-huh.
it's usually just characters go to the future and see themselves as like older adults with loving families and such, or they go to the past and meet their parents where they're in their same age as them. Um, or it's an alternate reality future dystopia. One of those two, three. It's rarely. I feel like it's rarely this type of story.
Okay.
Um, where they're doing this paradox. Uh, Live action TV shows tend to do the Groundhog Day, where they just redo the same thing over and over again. But yeah, that's that's my consensus on this thing.
Okay. Yeah. I I'm trying to think off the top of the only time travel episodes I could think of are like Phineas and Ferb. I guess Gravity Falls does a time travel as well.
They do technically do one. I'm thinking like Fairly Odd Parents, Teen Titans, Ninja Turtles. I assume Powerpuff Girls did one. Dexter's Lab probably did one. Adventure
Yeah.
Time. Lots of like kids cartoons do it. It's a fun
Yeah.
concept. Like
Yeah.
it's a fun introductory concept to do. So this is like
Yeah, and here
babies
we're
first
getting like
time.
a grandfather paradox.
Not quite grandfather. This is more of the bootstrap paradox where
Oh, okay.
yeah, grandfather is like you go back in time, kill your grandfather, then it creates
Oh,
the
okay.
paradox
I'm
of that.
forgetting my
Bootstrap
paradoxes.
bootstrap is there's no really any origin to what causes this thing. So
Yeah.
she goes back in time, that causes her to panic, but then how did she do this on the first place? Because it's her going back in
I was
time was the
thinking,
catalyst.
yeah, I was thinking specifically of the knowledge of where the time travel spell is something that
Yes.
she finds out from her future self, but her future self knows because she found out in the past from her future self.
Yeah. An example that I've heard is like, oh, you're a big fan of Mozart, so you go back in time with your favorite sheet music to get an autograph. You go back, there's no Mozart, he doesn't exist, so you publish the music, you become Mozart. Who wrote the music?
You
That's what the concept
you
is.
die young.
Yeah.
Was it Mozart's like he had a sad life.
If
Oof.
Amadeus is anything to go go on.
I have not seen Amadeus.
Wow,
Died at age 35.
not too bad.
I mean, not too good either. Anyway,
Yeah.
enough about Mozart. Yeah, the message of this is sort of a message for Twilight to learn to slow down and live in the present, not worry too much about
Yeah.
the future.
It's kind of like a similar thing to what she went through in Lesson Zero, where she's panicking over
Yeah,
something. But this one is like much more tame than that
yeah.
one.
Though she
This
does
is
go overboard.
this is more in line to like the freak out Twilight you're gonna see of her overthinking things.
Okay.
She does end the episode being like, okay, I'm not gonna overthink things ever again. And I'm like, really, Twilight? This is gonna be a problem for you for the rest of the show. So good luck.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about scheduling recently. I know
Yes.
you
No,
have in the notes here scheduling as a point.
yeah, like the episode begins with Twilight freaking out. It's like, oh, there's no room in the schedule to me to set up the new schedule, and I'm like, oh yeah, we talk about the schedule every week on the podcast and how we're moving stuff around. And it's like, yeah, that's podcasting, scheduling, and notes and all that. Fun times. I'm sure you could relate to
Yep.
this.
I mean, here's the thing: is I enjoy making the schedule
Yeah.
to an extent. I think I enjoy scheduling more than you do.
See, it's when I'm not in the process of the scheduling, when you just
Okay.
throw on these things, I'm like, what are we doing? I didn't agree to
But
this
I like
thing. I didn't give
we're
you my
doing
consent.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua next week.
What? I wish I was part of this conversation, Jay. Yeah.
Well, too bad because there was no conversation. It was just me going, "Hey, we talked about Beverly Hills Chihuahua once."
Guess we're doing it now next week.
I should specify this was several weeks ago that we did Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Um
Weird movies.
what? Weeks? Jay, it's been like at
Yes,
least
I'm exaggerating.
it's
Years.
been at least a year.
It's been more than a year.
Correct.
It was
Weeks.
24 or no, late 23 that we did it because we did it after Nolan, but before
Are you
Monster
sure?
High.
I thought we did what? Really?
Yeah, because it was our year end thing because we only had a few weeks before the end of the year. So we're like, oh, we have 3 weeks. Let's knock out Beverly Hills Chihuahua, one of the
That
most
that
important franchises of our age.
That can't be right. 23?
That's how time works, John. I could
That
look this up. We could
doesn't
find out on air.
on air. My mind's going. 23 was forever ago, and yet not that long ago.
Yep. You're better at Stolly than I am, I think.
Yeah, I mean, well, Pinkie Pie's in this episode. She's just happy to be around,
Yeah.
just following Twilight. She's like very good in emergencies. She's got like secret ball hiding places and eye patch hiding places. I wonder what other stuff she's got around. She's got at least a party cannon that she has.
Yeah.
She can like find out when potted plants will fall from nowhere.
Oh yeah, she has her little fortune telling bit. So John, I was wrong. Beverly Hills Chihuahua was April of 2024. This was
I
after Monster High.
yeah. I thought that that was way too soon.
Okay. After
Yeah,
Monster High, before Bionicle.
that
We,
makes sense.
we recorded it. We recorded it end of 23 and then moved it
Sure,
around in the schedule or
maybe
something.
we did that. I don't remember.
I feel
20
like, yeah.
23 was a time. Yes. So yeah, we get it. Pinkie Pie with her pinky sense that gets acknowledged again. Um, although, is this the last time we hear it for a long time? Maybe.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. It's difficult to have characters who can predict the future, even if it's like within the weirdness of the pinky sense.
Yeah. Yeah. The best that she can do is use it in combat when she when she needs to. Um, we get mentions of Starswell the Bearded again, where he has his own wing at the library
Okay, that
castle.
that's something that I really like is Twilight sneaking into this whole thing and doing her whole Mission Impossible thing, and then the guard shows up and sees her, is just like, "Oh, hey, Twilight, do you need me to unlock this door for you?"
Here you go. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's that thing is always fun when a character is going through great lengths to do something, and then another character shows up and is just like, "Oh, let me do this for you."
You're not restricted from coming in here, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Celestia shows up and is like, "Oh, hey, Twilight, how are you doing?"
Right after raising the sun.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she must have been doing that in that room. There's the giant clock in that room, certain hourglass.
Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, don't know what that refers to. It's never brought up again, but they
Okay.
ominously like ended the episode with that shot, looking at the hourglass. It's like, what does that allude to?
I think
Nothing.
that's just the passage of time and like
Yeah,
that Twilight has been
yeah,
messing with time in a way that, yeah.
yeah.
I think this episode does a decent job of, because when you introduce time travel into a world, it has the tendency to break things. We'll
Yeah,
see how things go from here, because I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back at some point. But for now, it does a good job of like, oh, why don't the characters use time travel? It's like, well, because when Twilight did it the first time, it ended poorly, so she's like, better not mess with that.
yeah. And right now, it's just like a very experimental spell that just lets you do
Uh-huh.
things for like a few seconds.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, who knows? Right now, this is just like a standalone thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like,
I
man,
hope it remains such.
you can imagine like fans being like, "Oh my gosh, time travel! Let's come up with like a different fanfic and all that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
get to Hermione and her time tuner, and Morty McFly has to show up with his Tim machine,
Hmm. Yeah.
and Voldemort has him bondage.
Sure. Uh,
My
Spike.
immortal, fun
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Spike. You know, he just wants to eat a huge tub of ice cream.
Yeah, I like that he says, "Oh, this is future Spike's problem," because that's something that I will sometimes use specifically with bedtime. If it's
Yes.
like, "Oh, I should go to bed," oh, but I'll stay up. I'll be fine tomorrow, and tomorrow comes, and I wake up, and it's like, I don't want to get out of bed, but it's 4:35 a.m. I gotta get out of bed.
Gotta go to
Work.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah. I have to do this one thing. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It's mostly just Twilight freaking out about different stuff happening. They try to like disaster proof the town. That bridge was like in need with that crack in the wall
yeah.
ripping apart.
They're updating the infrastructure. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, good on
that's
them.
something that good. We need updated. We need infrastructure to be worked on that way.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in the U.S. was built to last 50 or 60 years ago.
Mm,
Don't think too hard
yeah.
about that next time you're driving on this freeway
Yeah.
built 50 years ago, meant to last 50 years. Oop.
Yeah. other random thing that happens in this episode, Cerberus
Oh yeah,
and the mention of
confirming that
Tartarus.
Tartarus exists. Do the
Yeah,
Titans exist? Does
are
Hades exist? When ponies die, do they have to pay coins to the ferryman to ferry them
this
across the river Styx?
this was like so. This acknowledgement of like a quote unquote pony hell was just like so funny.
I
Yeah,
hadn't even thought of that.
yeah. Where are the big villains? Or are there? What kind of villains do ponies have in Tartarus? In the random Tartarus?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe that's where the G1 characters are. It's actually
They,
this is
they
actually the
deserve to be
future.
there with how annoying they are.
This is the future.
Oh, you want
G1
to
is
whine
gonna,
about everything? Here, we'll throw you in the pit of Tartarus. That's very
yeah.
cathartic for me.
That's where like all the G1 characters are. The villains. You got Porcina,
Oh, I meant the baby
Erebus,
pony. I thought you meant the baby ponies.
yeah, Tyrak, whatever other characters that are
Porcina
there.
doesn't deserve to be in Tartarus. Porcina's good.
Yeah, sure.
Porcina's the best character in My Little Pony.
Well,
All of My Little Pony, every generation.
mm. Those are fighting words, Jay.
I wouldn't have said them that way if I didn't think they would be. It's maybe not a hill that I would die on or a take that I can
Hmm.
stand by at all.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, Greek mythology coming in here. I've been reading
yeah.
through the Odyssey for no reason in particular, so
Hmm.
that's on my
No,
mind.
no reason at all for the year of 2026 to read the Odyssey.
Nope. Uh,
Yes, Tartarus.
Tartar. It's
The
like
way
cream of tartar.
Twilight says it.
Tartar.
Hmm.
Tar. Lydia Tar. Apartment for sale. That's a
Hmm.
banger song. We were talking about banger songs.
Again, we're exploring more mythology, I guess, into ponies. You
Uh,
know, last week we had the Minotaur with Iron
yeah.
Will. Now we have Pony Hell and Tartarus and Cerberus. Where
Is
the
the
big bads go, I guess.
what's it called a Greek thing? Because the Minotaur is a Greek thing. I wonder how many
I think,
Greek
yeah,
things have been. And I mean Ursa Major,
we had a Manticore.
Manticore. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the basilisk thing? Did they call it a
uh,
basilisk or did they call it something else?
a cockatrice.
Yeah, I feel like that might be Greek. Maybe not.
Sure. I mean, maybe they're just taking mythology stuff and putting it in because why not?
Yeah, I mean it
Good.
is a fantasy show, so
Yeah. What do you? Yeah. No. Anyway. Visuals onto animation errors. Um, the two images we have here are similarly connected. First one was Twilight looking at the spell. What's off here?
well, for one, I'm seeing that she has an eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
Her mane looks a little bit off.
Yeah.
She's
Just
wearing
like me.
a bodysuit with rips in it.
Bodysuit with ribs in it. Yeah. So she's looking at the thing. She's levitating it. And what do
Oh,
you
her
need from
horn
it?
isn't glowing. Okay, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Same with
Same
the next
thing
one.
with the next one where she's doing a checklist, but her horn it ain't glowing. She's she's going beyond. She's going full telekinesis without magic.
She's bending the spoon.
There is no spoon.
Well, yeah, there is no spoon.
Yeah, last one we have a short GIF, but yeah, once again, Twilight must have been a problem this episode. What looks off about Twilight here?
Or she's missing a leg.
No, look at her tail.
Oh, her tail is glitching out a little bit.
Do you see a green thing in her
Yeah.
tail? Yeah.
To be
I
honest,
think
I thought there was a completely different animation error here, and it might just be intentional that Cerberus, one of his heads moves before the others have reacted. Like the farthest over has moved before.
that's interesting. Well, maybe that's a thing too, but just specifically, there's a green thing on Twilight's tail that doesn't
Oh,
belong there,
I
which
was
is
I was
probably
so proud
the.
of myself. I was like, oh, I spotted the animation error. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not the animation error. There's tiny green thing.
Yeah, too bad. On to performances. We had Tara Strong, Ashley Ball, Andrew Lebanon, Tabitha St. Germain, Kathy Westluck, Nicole Oliver, Peter New, and Jason Thiessen as the guard. Yes. Interesting that Twilight didn't give her lesson to Celestia at the end.
Yeah, I
Why
guess
didn't
since
even.
she hadn't
Yeah.
fully learned her lesson yet.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? On to illusions via the Pony Wiki. This episode borrows elements from Greek mythology. Cerberus is the three-headed canine that protects the gateway to Hades, the realm of the dead. Um, Tartarus, the area that Cerberus in this episode guards, is one of the darker and deeper depths of the underworld, where the wicked are set apart after death. Yes, pony hell. Uh, future Twilight's arrival is preceded by wind blowing paper around, and then she appears in a bright flash and electrical discharge while crouched on the ground in homage to the Terminator. Present Twilight also refers to an epic pony war in the distant future. That sounds like a dope thing. A crucial part of the premise of the Terminator franchise, of course.
The epic pony war is I haven't seen Terminator, so didn't realize that there was a pony war in Terminator.
Okay, this next one is a little dubious. The music played as future Twilight attempts to explain why she's there to present Twilight is similar to "I Am the Doctor" from the TV show Doctor Who, which typically revolves around time travel. I see the connection. That I don't think that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Spike's query of "Isn't this where we came in?" while wandering the Canterlot Library echoes Pink Floyd's "The Wall," where the exact line is used to connect the end and the beginning of the album into a repeating loop, similar to the time travel cause and effect of this episode. I don't know. I can't come.
I think that's a stretch. I don't know. I just watched Dan Olson's video on Pink Floyd's The Wall. Good video. I mean, it's not really on. It's more on the nostalgia critics critique of The Wall. It's very good. Dan
Mhm.
Olson, good good video. But yeah, no, I feel like that is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Future Twilight's appearance and attire is inspired by that of Snake Plissken from the 1981 film Escape from New York. Also potentially Metal Gear Solid, maybe.
I but that Snake in Metal Gear Solid is inspired by Snake Plissken.
Yeah, so
They're
like
they're two they're two diverging things that have the same source inspiration.
sure.
It's like
Yeah.
Hunger Games in Battle Royale and Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know that Battle Royale is Lord of the Flies, but Hunger Games is.
I'm just thinking that the way that it's utilized in this feels more in line from Solid Snake than Pliskin.
Okay, interesting. From what I have played of the Metal Gear games, but I've only played 3 and half of 5, so I don't know.
I don't know. The equations Twilight writes in the backboard are based on real life Lorentz transformation formulas in physics. I don't know. I can't tell you.
I feel like who is Lorentz? Let's look this up
Lorentz something.
because there's like a
Uh,
non-zero chance that he is one of the characters in Oppenheimer.
in physics, Lorentz transformation are six parameter family of linear transformations.
Perimeter.
Yeah, yeah. From a coordinate frame in space time. Yeah,
We'll
onto
finish the episode.
IMDb trivia. French report: Twilight learned not to worry about the future and solve her problems as they come and go. Sure. When Twilight sees Cerberus, she pronounces Tartarus as Tartarus. Later episodes use the more traditional pronunciation. Yeah. So Tara Strong didn't know how to pronounce Tartarus, so she said Tartarus,
Uh-huh.
and nobody corrected her until the fans were like, "Hey, that's not how you say that." And lastly, Derpy does not appear in this episode. Boo hoo.
In 1926, that's when Oppenheimer was studying in Germany. So I don't
Yeah.
know if the other guy had retired at that point, but if not, then they were in similar areas at similar times.
While I was watching through the Young Indiana Jones adventures, Indy meets a bunch of like historical figures. And like
Uh-huh.
I was so shocked by like, oh my gosh, there's so many characters who are alive at times that I didn't think they'd be alive in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is interesting who was alive when and where and why.
Yeah.
There's a great video. I wish I knew what it was to find it again of like movies that you didn't know took place at the same time.
Hmm. Sure. Well, that's kind of like everything we got going on for this episode, Jay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the weird no disasters ever happened. Yeah.
not that we know of. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to follow us on your podcast platform of choice and on our social media platforms. We will be back next week for Generation One's The Magic Coins. You know, Jay, we spent this whole episode worrying, but is it possible that there was never a disaster? That we've just been making ourselves frantic over nothing? If only I'd learned this lesson earlier, we wouldn't have had to go through all of this.
John, I found something. It doesn't stop time, but it lets you go back in time. It says you can go back once and it only lasts for a few moments. Does this help?
Jay, you're a genius. Now I can go back and tell past John that he doesn't need to go berserk with worry about a disaster that's never gonna come. We are. What's going on? John, you've got to listen to me. Who are you? I mean, you're me, but I'm me. How can there be two me's? It's not scientifically possible. You are not scientifically possible. John, please, I have a very important message for you from the future. You're from the future? That's right. Now listen, what happened to you? The future must be awful. Please, I don't have much time. Is there some sort of epic podcast war in the distant future or something? Actually, I'm from the end of this episode, but that's not important right now. Is time travel fun or does it hurt? I have so many questions. Like, how. I have something extremely important to tell you about the future, and I only have a few seconds, so you've got to listen. Whatever you do, don't worry about the future. Oh, shucks. I guess that's it. Bye, ponies.
By ponies.